people, and I started really Baba Kama right after October 7th, and it's a challenging time. Baba Metzia comes in the week that I injured my leg, and had surgery, and I'm all cooped up on drugs, and it's a challenging time that I have a certain level of appreciation. And this year also, we lost a lot of people in my life that were important to me. A couple people from Miami Beach that I wanted to mention: Ellie Weberman and Barry Bogan, and Abby Weiss, Abby Berkowitz. Abby, I went to the Levi with Danny and my mom, and he said, Alana, his daughter, said something to me that really struck, and it was the week that I got palsy in my face. I brought my little scooter into the Shiva house, and she said, "Don't come, it's too much of a hassle." And she said it was posthumously, meaning it was a story about her father, but it was like he said it just for me. When I heard it, I started crying, and it really struck me. And he said to Alana, this was the last week of his life, and she was shuttling him around to doctor's offices, and it was the end, and he knew it was the end, and finishing his last minute things before he had to say his goodbyes. And Alana said to her father, she said, Daddy, when this is all over, we're going to have a Suda Sada for you. And it's going to be great. We're going to have everyone there. And she's just trying to cheer him up. And Abby said, I don't need a reason to have a Suda Sada. And, for me, hearing that, and her telling me that, every moment is precious. Every interaction you have with your friends, with people you love, and whether you see it or not at that moment, it's the ability to be appreciative, even if you're having a hard time. It's all just a matter of perspective. And I've been thinking a lot about that, about Abby and my father and all these wonderful people over the last few months. And this Siyum, this meal is a Suda Sada. This is my Suda Sada. This is my opportunity to say thank you. And to say thank you not only to all of you for being there for me in a meaningful, constant way of support, but to Hashem and for everything, for our life, and for the ability to keep going every day. When I tore my Achilles, and I'm active, everyone knows I'm active. I run, running. I can't stop moving. I don't run because I like exercising. I run because I have too much energy, and I got to get out. And if I don't, I go like I'm like a guy in a straitjacket. So it was extraordinarily hard for me when I couldn't move and I'm stuck, and I didn't understand why this was happening. But now, and being around, having a level of appreciation for doing something as simply as just being able to walk into the shower, just to get into the shower, and to move without. So, it's a real bracha. Hashem gave me a real gift in that it was a momentary setback for a level of appreciation for the rest of my life. I'll never take my legs for granted. And when I had palsy and I couldn't close my eyes at night, I had to literally tape my eyes shut, and I had food dribbling out of my mouth. I'll never take blinking for granted ever again. So it's a real great gift, and I look at all of the heroes, all of the Giborim that are in Israel right now, all of the soldiers, and all of the people that have lost their limbs and have lost loved ones and have had to deal with horrible travesties. many of those are permanent. So what I experienced was really nothing in the grand scheme of things, but it still gave me that appreciation, and I'm so grateful. I want to say about the Gemara. The Gemara that I learned was Baba Metzia, which is Baba Metzia. Baba is really a gate, and you have Baba Kama, Baba Metzia, and Baba Basra, right? The first gate, the middle gate, and the last gate. It's really effectively the same. It's one Masechta. It's one Gemara. It's really Masechta Nezikin. We were actually talking about this before. It's like maybe the printing press. It was too much to do all at once, and people are like, I can't learn 360 Plana Gemara, so we're going to chop it up. It's really one Masechta. We have Seder Nezikin too, but it's really one Masechta. And the first part, Baba Kama, is really nezek. It's really damage. You have an ox that's goring. You have pits. You have fire. You have stealing. You have all these things that are really you're taking from the other person. That's what nezek is. And as the Masechta transitions and now into Baba Metzia, it's more interpersonal. It's more about shomrim, a shomer chinam, a shomer sachar, a shoel, right? It's how do you interact with one another? You're on a level playing field, and as the Masechta goes through, it starts to not to be what am I taking from someone, but what can I give to someone? And I had this thought on Friday. I was actually on the beach and I was running, Baruch Hashem, and I had this thought that said, okay, the shoresh for the word of Nezikin is nezek. It's nun zayin kuf. It's right. The letter nun, which nezek is literally I'm taking from you. I'm taking. That's what damage is. I'm taking something out of your property or out of you. And I thought when I make a Siyum, what's the Siyum? A Siyum it's a celebration of Torah. It's the ability to inspire. It's the right. And when we finish a a book of the Torah, we say chazak and chazek. We say that, and the word chazak is not really. It's a mistranslation to say it's to strengthen. I don't think that's the right word. I think inspire, to be mechazik, to inspire others. That's why we say chazak. We want to inspire. We want to inspire the learning of Torah and what Torah represents, and that's what we're doing with the Siyum. We're inspiring. That's the whole notion of the Siyum. That's the only reason we're doing this, and in the merit and the spirit of us gathering for learning. Anu amelim behem amelim, and we're here. We're not just getting drunk and acting like the fool, or what song that's from, I don't know, but we're here. We're here. And we're inspiring each other, and we're learning, and we're getting closer to Hashem, and that's really what it's all about. So the word nezek, if you look at it, the letter nun is really the same letter. It's the same letter as the letter chet, just on its side. It's just tilted, and it's just a matter of different perspective. Am I going to take from you? And if I turn that letter, it's almost like you're turning the lever on, and you're letting that flow of. Instead of taking from you, I'm going to be mechazik you. I'm going to inspire you. I'm going to give to you. And I think that's for me, it's an interesting beginning of this. You're talking about taking it to something to giving. So that's what I wanted an idea I wanted to share. The end of this Gemara is the last is awesome. It's a great Mishnah. The last Mishnah, and it's actually very, very much halacha l'maisa, at least to me. Maybe to others here, but I think Florida living, this Masechta is this Mishnah is actually practical. It actually it happened to me just a few weeks ago when I was picking mangoes, and we'll look into this Mishnah. Okay, so the last Mishnah, right? Shegino zu al gabi zu. If there were two gardens, one above another, so this was. It could be that it was. Like I had a horizontal, or it could be on a slant, right? Meaning how your garden was on top and mine was on the bottom. And the vegetables were growing between them. So the question is who do the vegetables belong to? The fruit or the vegetables that are growing from them? So it could be a vineyard, it could be grapes, it could be olives, but who do they belong to? Okay, and the crux of the machlokes is Rabbi Meir Omer. shel elyon, Rabbi Yehuda omer shel tachton. Rabbi Meir is based on where the roots are, okay? And Rabbi Yehuda is saying it's based on where the airspace is. Where's the actual fruit? Where are the vines? Amar Rabbi Meir, Im Yahrtzeit ha'elyon likach et afro. So they're debating the issue, right? Is it possible for the guy who owns the upper garden to take the earth? Meaning you can't inkan Europe. There wouldn't be any vegetables here, right? So the whole point is that you need the roots. Amar Rabbi Yehuda. Rabbi Yehuda would respond to him. If the owner of the lower garden went to fill his garden with dirt, inkan Europe, you wouldn't have any vegetables. I mean, basically, they both need each other. Rabbi Meir, since each of them can basically block the other one from exercising ownership of the vegetables, right? Then we say that it's based on the nourishment. Effectively, we would paskin like Rabbi Meir. Amar Rabbi Shimon, Kol Shehel Yon Yach Lifshot et Yadu V'Litol. So this is a third opinion. Basically, whoever can grab the fruits, it's basically there. So it's almost like if it's not based so much on the space as much as where is is it in proximity? It's like it's in your dalet amos. Harayu shalo ve'ashar shal tachto, and the other vegetables would belong to the lower garden. This is really right. Rabbi Shimon is really is speaking really for the owner of the garden that's on the top. So I wanted to say that this machlokus is this idea, right? So why I was saying this is lamaisa, this is practical to us, because if you have a tree, I have a neighbor, and I have all those fruit trees in my backyard. Is it based on where the roots are, or is it based on where the trees are, where the fruit are? So it could get a little bit sticky, and you should have a conversation with your neighbors to discuss. But I want to say that this machlokas is a deeper idea. It's a much deeper idea, and a plant is like a person. It's like a child, so it needs nourishment, right? And you can't just uproot a plant and put it somewhere else. You need to be thinking about the environment. So the machlokas, this is just a thought, is what is based on this machlokas. What's important for growing up? Is it based on your internal experiences? Okay. What would be the roots, right? The roots, the internal experience is the roots, which is your family, or is it your external interactions, your friends? It could be your work people, and ultimately, what defines you as a person? And I think that a person is just like a plant. So it's this machlokas is very important. Of Is it and maybe you could even say that the what's underneath the ground is your past, and your external is your present, your future. I don't know. You can get pretty deep with this idea, but I just wanted to share this idea because I think this machlokas, and I plant, and it's, for me, it's a beautiful thing. My dad planted too. He was a farmer. Most of you probably didn't know that, and he had a farm, and Ani actually grew up on a farm. Didn't have running water or electricity for a couple years. But so finishing this masechta, it's kind of a nice idea. A nice little anecdote. I was right near that farm just a few months ago in Perryville, Missouri. Okay, so the Gemara finishes Amarava. So now the Gemara is just going to go through and now it goes a little bit deeper into this machlokas between Rabbi Meir and Rabbi Yehuda. Amarava bikaro kula ama lo plige de elyon have.
They can't see it.
Huh?
They're waiting.
What happened?
Ellie says they can't.
Oh my gosh.
Ellie's been waiting.
Okay, sorry. Ellie, you didn't hear my beautiful aura there. You missed it. Sorry. So what? Hold on. So, okay. So now the Gemara is going. We're explaining this machlokas. Amar Rava Bikaro, in regards to the roots, Kuli Amalo Pligi de Elyon Have, that everyone agreed that the roots belong to the upper garden. Ki Pligi Benofa. We're talking about the foliage for the the vines, whatever, what actually grows out of it, right? So keep legi v'nova. So Rabbi Meir savar shidei nofo butter ikaro, that they would go after the ikar, after the roots. Rabbi Yehuda savar armin shidei nofo butter ikaro, that we don't say that they go after the roots. They each go according to their reasonings. Now the Gemara brings down a brisa that brings a brisa that's similar machlokas, but it's based on a different idea. Hayotzei min hageza u min hashrashim. If a basically a shoot, if a tree comes out of a trunk that's basically cut off, like if a tree's cut off and a new tree shoots out of it, okay? So the question is we say that it belongs to Hariyel Shel Balakarka. It belongs to the person who owns the land. Divrei Rabbi Meir, that's Rabbi Meir's opinion. Rabbi Yehuda Omer Mina Geza Shel Bala Ilan Umina Shrashim, that it would belong to the owner of the tree Umina Shrashim, and the roots that come out of it Shel Balakarka. It belongs to the ground. V'tanan Nami Gabe Arla. So now we bring another brisa that's related to this. It's basically the same. So he says, "Ahilan hayotze min hageza min hashrashim chayiv ba'arla divrei Rabbi Meir, Rabbi Yehuda omer min hageza pater min hashrashim chayiv." So it's the same conversation, but this is relating to orla. And we need both cases. We don't need just the case, the first brisa, but we need also this brisa. Why? If we only had the first brisa, ba'akama Rabbi Yehuda. That we would say it's because it's monetary, and that's why the court would say that he would ultimately get. They would say that according to the letter of the law, avagabi orla di surah, because it's just a matter of isur. Imamodele Rabbi Meir, that Rabbi Yehuda would agree with Rabbi Meir in that case. Yitmar baha kama Rabbi Meir avahi imamodele Rabbi Yehuda, but in that case we would say the opposite, because he would agree with Rabbi Yehuda. So it's shricha. So therefore, we need both cases. So Amar Rabbi Shimon kol she'eliyon yochel livshot. No, he's quoting the Mishnah here. Kol she'eliyon yochel livshot. Amar debei Rabbi Yonai uvad shlo yanis. And as long as he's not have to be it's not a strain. We're qualifying Rabbi Yonai. So by Rabbi Anan v'itema Rabbi Yirmiyah. Some say it's Rabbi Yirmiyah. Magil enofa ve'in magil ikaro. If the owner of the upper garden can reach the nofa, the foliage, but he can't reach the roots. Magil ikaro ve'in magil enofa. Or if he can reach its roots but cannot reach its foliage, meaning he's trying to understand, like, what if he could only get to one part? What would be the case? So we say teku. We'll let it stand. So Gemara finishes, Amar Rabbi Yifraim, Safar Talmud Shel Rabbi Reish Lakish, Mishum Reish Lakish, Halacha Rabbi Shimon. We paskin, ultimately we paskin like Rabbi Shimon, so you can take my idea of this machlokes and it's not relevant. Amar Kamei the Shavar Malko, they reported his ruling to Shavar Hamalka. This is a whole discussion itself, but it's a whole. I'm sure we'll save it for another time. Rabbi Shimon. We extend our graciousness to Rabbi Shimon. There's an interesting idea on this word afirion, that it's from the shorish of pri, and that it should continue to flourish like fruit. So Hadran Alecha Bais V'Aliyah V'Slik Lo Mesachas B'Metzia. Hadran Alach Mesachas Baba Metzia, Hadran Alach, Daitan Alach Mesachas Baba Metzia, Daitan Alach, Lo Nishai Minach Mesachas Baba Metzia, Lo Titzine Minan, Lo Be'al Ma'den, Lo Be'al Ma'date. Yahrtzeit Mafanacha, Adonai Eloheinu V'Lehei Avosenu, Shetehei Toratacha, U'Menosenu Be'al Mazeh, U'Tehei Umanu Le'olam Haba. Chanina Bar Parpa, Rami Bar Papa, Nachman Bar Papa, Achai Bar Papa, Abba B'Mari Bar Papa, Rafa Bar Papa, Rakish Bar Papa, Surcha Bar Papa, Ada Bar Papa, Daru Bar Papa. Ha'erabna Adonai Eloheinu with Divrei Toratacha, Yefinu Vivchos Avkom Beis Yisrael, Hinei Kolani Nachnu V'Tzitzenu, תתנו עמך בית ישראל כולנו יהודי שמך ולעובדי תורתך לשמה וברך תחת מכן מצוותך כי לעולם היא לי ביטעמים בלכך לא לבוש לעולם לא לשכח ביטחך כי גם ליטני ברוך אתה אדוני למדין חוקך אמן סלבד מודים אנחנו לך לפניך אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ששמת לך חלקנו מיושבי בית המדרש ולא שמת לך חלקנו מיושבי קרנס שאנו משכימים והם משכימים אנו משכימים לדברי תורה הם משכימים לדברי בתיהם אנו מיילים והם המיילים אנו מיילים מקם שכר והם המיילים ואינם מקם שכר אנו רצים והם רצים אנו רצים לחיים אל הבא והם רצים לבאר שחס שנאמר ואתה אלוהים תורדם לבאר שחס אנשי דמים ומרמה ולא יחסה עמהם ואני אפתח בה ירצה לפניך אדוני אלוהי כשם שזני לסיים מסכס בא במציא כן תזני להתחיל מסכס וספרים אחרים לסיימם ללמוד ללמד לשמוע ליעשו לחיים לכל דברי תלמוד תורתך באהבה לזכוס כל התנאים והאמרים תלמידי חכמים יאמרו לי לזרי שלא תלמוד התורה מפי ומפי זרי וזרע זרי עד עולם ותקיים בי לך תנך אותך ושבחך תשמר לך והכיסך היא תשכחך כי וירבו ימיך ויוסיפו לך שנות חיים אורך ימים בימינו בשמאלה ועשרה כבוד אדוני עוזר מתנה אדוני יברך עשרה בשלום יסקדש ברבב עדי הוא עתיד לתקוד את החיה מתה אספה יותר לחיה למה